spent a week in San Francisco and came home with a lot of feelings and very strong opinions about what's worth your time there. San Francisco is one of those cities that's easy to do wrong. Wrong meaning lines for things that are fine, food that's convenient rather than good, and missing the stuff that makes this city one of the best food and wine cities in the country. So this is our edit. What we did, what we loved, and what's worth it if you go. We stayed at the Marriott at Fisherman's Wharf, and the location did a lot of work for us. We walked everywhere. Fisherman's Wharf, Ghirardelli Square, North Beach for Italian dinners, the Ferry building, Pier 39, the Buena Vista, and the cable car right from the neighborhood. The hotel is exactly what you want it to be. Good beds, genuinely helpful staff, and a location you just can't beat for convenience. The lobby bar serves both coffee in the morning and wine in the evening. This made a great home base for our family's week in San Francisco. The food. San Francisco takes this seriously, and so did we. Hog Island at the Ferry building is the move for seafood and water views. The wine list is actually interesting, the oysters are obviously great, and the energy of the Ferry building on a weekday afternoon is just exciting. Everyone is genuinely happy to be there. I ordered the oyster ceviche and the mussels paired with a glass of California Sauvignon Blanc, and Will had the clam chowder. Both were visually beautiful and tasty, and you just can't beat the views at Hog Island on the ferry, at the Ferry building. San Francisco is known for their dim sum scene, and China Live is a big open restaurant with chefs preparing dishes in an open kitchen style layout. Our family loved it. The activity, the ambiance, and friendly service made this a standout restaurant on our trip and one of our favorites. Plus, the shareable dishes kept getting delivered to our table one after the other, which made the entire experience fun for our group. We ordered a lot. Some of our favorites were the fried rice, the Dungeness crab and shrimp spring hand rolls, and the dumplings. Paired it with one of the Sauvignon Blancs, which is great for Chinese food, and of course, only California Sauvignon Blanc for me, but it is a great pairing for dim sum. Scoma's at the Wharf is classic for San Francisco seafood. Yes, it's touristy, but it's historic, and the interior is really cool. We loved our dinner there, and the food was excellent. Flour+Water Pizzeria, wood-fired, perfect crust, a wine list that takes itself seriously and the way most pizza places don't bother with. It is much trendier than a lot of the Little Italy spots that we visited on our trip. We loved it. We shared the Brussels sprouts appetizer, meatballs, and several pizzas. I'd order everything again immediately. We walked in and got a table, so no reservation needed, although it did get really crowded as we had our dinner. And it's an open kitchen, so you can watch the whole operation. San Francisco takes wine seriously. You're 2 hours from Napa and Sonoma, and the wine lists here know it. Here's what we drank. The Buena Vista. You cannot go to San Francisco without having an Irish coffee at the Buena Vista. It is the place that claims to have brought the Irish coffee to America in 1952, and whether or not every detail of that story is exactly right, the Irish coffees are perfect, the bar is always full of people who are happy to be there, and the cream pour is genuinely satisfying to watch every single time. You go, you get one, you experience San Francisco a little better. We also enjoyed the Cultivar wine bar, which is a Napa winery, but the tasting room is inside Ghirardelli Square. It sounds like a tourist trap, but it's not. California wines, staff who know what they're talking about, and a terrace with a bay view that is absolutely stunning. It's a great afternoon stop, especially if you're already in the neighborhood. We loved the Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir and the White Flight. The Golden Sardine in North Beach has maybe 11 seats and a wine list that assumes you know what you're doing. 10 fish, charcuterie, wine, in a tiny little room full of art. We loved it. Alcatraz. Do it. I know it feels like the touristy thing, and it is the touristy thing, but it is absolutely worth it and a whole lot better than we expected.
Okay, we made it to Alcatraz.
The audio tour is genuinely excellent. The history is dark and fascinating, and the views of the city from the island are some of the best you'll get.
It's freezing up here. But I like the tour.
Yeah, well, it was really cool.
Plus, the gardens on this island are spectacular. They have a team of volunteers that really know what they're doing. They keep it up, and the blooms are beautiful. Plus, they have a lot of birds, and they have volunteers who will tell you all about them. This was one of our favorite things on the trip. You need to book ahead because it does sell out weeks in advance. We got the first ferry out there, and I'm so glad that we did because when we pulled up to Alcatraz, no one was on it yet. So it was empty and we were the first to arrive. So some of the photos were great because of that. But it also wasn't overcrowded because we were the first on Alcatraz. Do not miss this. We loved it. Saturday morning at the Ferry Building Farmers Market is the best version of San Francisco. The market wraps around the outside. The building has the best food vendors in the city inside, and everything is right on the water. We wandered around for hours and absolutely loved seeing all the vendors, even though we didn't live here and weren't shopping to cook at home. It was still the best kind of morning that makes you understand why people move here. We absolutely loved it.
We're in the Ferry building. Saturday. There's a farmer's market outside, and there's a ton of people in here. Thomas, do you think it's cool?
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot more stuff to do than the beach.
Yep.
And there's like a bunch of like random shops that sell different things.
Yeah, a lot of foodie things.
In every city we visit, we love a hop on, hop off, ho-ho tour, if you will. Getting on a bus and driving around the city with a narrator is just such the best way to discover a city. And usually they're a little funny and a little cheesy, but we always love it. Big Bus is our favorite tour company, and I'll tell you why. They have an app so you can see when the next bus is coming. We got a ho-ho tour in Boston that did not have an app, and we could not find the bus stops. We could not figure out when the bus was coming. It was a very frustrating experience. So if the town you're visiting has a big bus tour, I highly recommend it. It's just such a great company, and the value is through the roof.
Okay, we are in Haight, Ashbury today. We took the hop on, hop off bus. and got off at stop number 10 and are exploring all the thrift stores, and they're gonna get some lunch.
One of the stops on the Ho-Ho tour is Haight, Ashbury, and it is worth the trip even if history isn't your thing. The thrift shopping is excellent, and lunch at Sandy's Sandwiches is the kind of lunch spot that makes you feel like a local. We loved the mushroom muffalata and the egg salad sandwich, which came with chips on it, and I think I'm going to add chips on all of my egg salad sandwiches from now on. It was fantastic. The shops were really cool. There's a tie-dye shop and just fun walking around the streets.
Okay, we're crossing the bridge. I'm actually a little scared. I don't like it.
Another cool thing about the big bus tour is going over the Golden Gate Bridge. We had a beautiful day for it, and the open top bus experience was really cool to go over the bridge. Although I have to say, as someone who does not love heights, it made me a little nervous, but everyone else enjoyed it.
We're on the bottom of the bus now because it was full on top, but I was also a little scared on the way over.
We also traveled the city around on the big bus at night. It was a little chilly, so bring layers, but we went to Treasure Island to look across the bay to San Francisco, crossed over the bridge, saw the whole city lit up at night from on top of the bus, and our whole family loved it. Another highlight from our trip was booked through our favorite Get Your Guide to Muir Woods and Sausalito.
Our driver shared 2 things to look out for in the Muir Woods. One, mountain lions. They only have incidents every 10 to 20 years, so that's good. Usually joggers at dusk, which we are not. And the second thing is, because it's raining and muddy, that the trees could fall in our path and crush us. So
you have to clear your whole schedule for a day like this. Muir Woods in the morning and Sausalito for lunch and wine, and a ferry back to the city. It was one of our favorite days of the trip. Muir Woods is about 30 minutes from the city, and the redwoods are enormous in a way that doesn't translate into photos. I tried. You have to be standing in it to understand the scale. The hike is accessible. We did a full loop. It was about a mile, and the light through the trees, even though it was raining, was just a wonderful experience. It is genuinely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, and our whole family loved it.
We'll miss the bus. We're going to live here forever.
After that, our bus took us to Sausalito, and again, just an adorable part of town, and we loved walking around. We had lunch at the Barrel House, which is right on the water. It was one of the best meals that we had on the entire trip. And then we found the Foch Wine Bar and stayed for a wine tasting. We went back to the waterfront and caught a ferry ride back to San Francisco, which was a fun little ride. We drove by the Golden Gate Bridge and saw the city from the water, and the whole day was just magical.
well, everything warns us that this is a hike, but we decided to walk it anyway.
Hike up to Haight Tower on top of Telegraph Hill for some of the best views in the city. The bay, the bridges, Alcatraz, and the whole
It's really
skyline.
cool. We're at the top of Haight Tower.
That must be a joke.
It was quite the hike to get here. Oh, look at the bee. The bee.
A lot of people asked us if we felt safe in San Francisco and why in the world we would take our spring break and kids for a week in the city. We absolutely loved it and felt very safe the entire time. We're putting the full Good Taste Guide to San Francisco on the blog with more detail, every restaurant, the hotel link, the day trip itinerary, all of it. I'll put the link in the description. If you have been thinking about going to California, thinking about San Francisco, you can certainly spend just a few days, not a whole week in San Francisco, and experience a lot. But we did not even get to everything that we wanted to do in the week that we were there. It is a wonderful city, and we had a blast, and of course, we'll be back. Thank you for watching the Good Taste Guide, and please be sure to like and subscribe so you can see our next video.